how are you supposed to shift on this thing anyway? What's going on? It's Jason Heath, and in this video we are digging into shifting on the double bass, which is a huge topic for sure because we have to shift all the time. We can only play a couple notes without either changing strings or shifting on the bass. And this thing is so big. I mean, what do you even move? Where do you start? That's what we're gonna dig into today. The first thing when doing shifting is to actually remove the bass from the picture, which I realize seems a little weird, but let's just try that. If we think about how we'd throw a ball, there are a lot of parallels between that and shifting. If I had my imaginary baseball, whatever, I would wind up, and what would move first? It would not be my hand. You would see my back and my shoulder and eventually my elbow and then my hand go. And if you can think about that when you're shifting, that is a really healthy way to approach shifting. Another technique or trick or whatever that seems to work well is to imagine that the elbow is connected to a string. And so if you have somebody pull the string and then the hand follows and you do it the opposite way, that seems to work really well for getting just the body mapping together and shifting. All right, we're back with the bass, and I like to start by going between first position and this neck block position, which some people call fourth position, some people call third position, some say there's a D right here, whatever you want to call it, it's cool. But think about moving between these two spots. These are both fairly important spots on the bass and fairly easy spots to find. So we can find this neck block position just by putting our hand here. The thumb rests right here on the neck block, right here. And then we can come back to first position and just go between those two spots and feel your arm being led by your elbow. And that might not be the exact right way to put it, but that's the way that I think of it, and it seems to click with folks when I talk about it that way. Notice I'm not bowing yet, and that's intentional. I find that a lot of these motions get muddied up with the bow. So see if you can get this going, and then see if you can do what I'm doing, which is to have a conversation, look around, try to incorporate this motion in so it's a little bit automatic. Next, let's add in the bow. And so we're on the note A right here, and we're gonna go to the note D. And you'll notice I'm playing 4 times on each note, and the last note is where I shift. I like to practice rhythmically whenever possible, and I find it helpful so that you're not just sort of like going amorphously around. Music moves in rhythm typically, and I find that it's a helpful concept to think about staying on the note and then prepping and then moving. So I'm here, I'm thinking I'm on this note, I'm going to start thinking about moving, and the beat 4 is where the shift actually takes place. This can take some time to get down. So just practicing that a few minutes a day, I think, can be quite helpful. Recording yourself on video, though painful, can be extremely helpful in seeing this and diagnosing it. And of course, watching videos of great players. Look up as many videos as you can find and watch great string players, obviously bass players, but also cellists and violinists, and just get that body motion down. And you know, it's all the same. The way a violinist shifts and the way a bass shifts, it might look different in terms of the size and shape of the instrument, but it's the same general motion. That's one of the cool things about the string instrument family is we all have so much in common. Once you're getting comfortable with that, eliminate all those repetitions. Just try going and then back. And you'll find if you're standing like I am right now, you adjust your posture just a little bit, and you kind of want to do that when you're sitting too. And I've done videos on standing and sitting. I will link up to them here. But just getting comfortable with navigating this distance, that's going to unlock so much for you for shifting. After you get that down, I recommend just taking a simple scale like a G scale and just play with one finger. And you hear I am sliding, and I'm a big fan of that sliding sound when learning shifting. I'm not going to do that all the time when I'm playing, but having that sound and having that connection and thinking about shifting slowly and like you're moving through water, that seems to be a really helpful concept for people when they're starting to master this technique. That's a look at shifting on the bass. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to learn more about bass technique, check out this video we've got linked up. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.